Week we've been marking this defining moment in modern history. This past Monday, we looked at the steady build-up of discontent that led to that fateful day. On Tuesday, we explored the psychological divisions that still exist between East and West. And on Wednesday, we saw how the toppling of the wall had ripple effects far beyond the borders of Germany. Well, the event heralded a period of change that was both exciting and confronting for those caught in the middle. And while some divisions remain, the differences have been overcome in most unexpected of ways. CNN's Fred Pleitgen joins us now from Berlin at a location, Fred, that's an ominous symbol of that era.
Certainly is, Max. This is one of the most infamous Stasi jails of the East German secret police. This is in Berlin, Hohenschönhausen. This is where people would be brought to be interrogated for decades by the East German secret police called the Stasi, of course. What you see behind me is actually one of the vans that they would use to bring people here. But you're absolutely right. All this week we're looking at the German unification process, and it really is a process. And one of the places where it's been very successful is actually in the German armed forces. And I traveled all the way to northern Afghanistan to find out for myself. Let's have a look.
My name is Thomas Erken. I'm from the western part of Germany. I was born in Cologne.
My name is Captain Daniel Kroschinski. I'm from Leipzig, and I'm from the eastern part of Germany.
Only 20 years ago, these two young men would have stood on opposite sides of the Iron Curtain. Now, they're on patrol together in northern Afghanistan, and say on the battlefield, East-West animosity is something they can't afford.
We are facing so many risks in our daily jobs, so I think we have to take care of each other, and that's, well, I think one of the most important points for the integration of the Eastern and the Western guys here in the army.
After unification in 1990, West Germany kept some 10,000 soldiers from Communist East Germany's National People's Army. While some parts of German society are struggling to overcome the East-West divide, with unemployment in Eastern Germany much higher than in the West, and the standard of living often much lower, in the army, the German Soldiers Union says it's no longer an issue. In the beginning, there was a moment of scrutiny, this man says, when soldiers from both sides overcame their prejudices. I would say that took about 3 or 4 years, and then it was over. But Germany's armed forces have been transformed as well. During the Cold War, the country's constitution didn't allow the Germans to send troops overseas. That changed in the 90s when Germany dispatched peacekeepers to Bosnia. Then, in 1999, the first combat operation since World War II, during the Kosovo conflict.
So the final goal is not collective defense anymore, like the traditional way, or only to a certain degree. The main purpose of the Bundeswehr is to participate in expeditionary missions.
Today, more than 4,000 Germans are fighting in northern Afghanistan. More than 30 have fallen here in the past 8 years. Most of those serving now joined the armed forces after unification.
When I went to army, the unification was 10 years ago, so it was not such a problem so far. And I never felt with my comrades that there was any problem between the western and the eastern part.
Riding side by side, these two men say a comrade is a comrade, no matter which part of the country he's from.
Now, Max, what makes all of this even more remarkable is when you look at the fact that both of these armies were not only standing opposite each other, but they were also heavily armed with nuclear weapons, getting ready to go into what could have been World War III at any point in time. It makes all of this even more remarkable. And really, after unification, they found detailed plans within the East German army detailing ways of invading Western Germany. So all of that was on the table, but now none of that appears to be left, and really none of the German soldiers that we spoke to say East and West would make any sort of difference in the German army, Max.
Good stuff, Fred. Thank you so much indeed. Well, hot air balloons and high-speed truck crashes, they were just some of the daring means used to try to escape the oppressive communist regime. Tomorrow, in our continuing coverage, marking the end of an era, we'll look at some of the breathtaking lengths people went to with mixed success. Becky is back next week and will be live in Berlin on Monday for the actual anniversary of the wall coming down. She'll have not only a unique look at how the city is marking the event, but also a look at the walls that still exist around the world and the people they divide. That's Monday, November the 9th, 9 p.m. in London, 10 p.m. in Berlin. We also invite you to check out a special section of our website devoted to the autumn of change that saw not just the Berlin Wall come down, but the popular movements that came both before and after it. Find out everything at cnn.com/Berlin Wall, Berlin Wall being one word. And the fall of the wall will also be the focus of this week's online chat. I'll be sitting in for Becky, taking your questions and hearing what you have to say. That's right after tonight's show at 2200 in London, 2300 Central European Time. Go to our website at cnn.com/connect to find out how you can join in